Do you know why Bart was beaten by George? The reason is that George moved to Springfield. Bart came to visit his new neighbor's house. After successfully waking up George, Bart rummaged through the room looking for candy, and then became curious about George's memoirs. George quickly spoke up to stop it, but Bart didn't listen and accidentally pulled the propeller engine, causing many things in the room to be damaged by the propeller engine. Even George's memoirs were torn apart and shattered. In a fit of anger, George gently spanked Bart, but a few times, and asked him to go home and reflect. Homer was very angry when he learned of this, so he came to George's doorstep to argue, but George refused to apologize, so Homer launched a homemade bottled rocket into the window of George's house. In retaliation for Homer, George hung a banner that read "To bad neighbors." Later, Homer and Bart used a cardboard statue of George's son to lead him out of the house, and then they glued a rainbow-colored wig onto him with glue. This wig made George lose face on the podium. George drove and destroyed the Simpsons' lawn as revenge. George found Homer and Bart entering his house through the sewer to release locusts, so he crawled down to confront them. Afterwards, there was a fierce physical altercation between the two sides, but George still refused to apologize. During the fight between the two, Bart released locusts, which attacked George. At this moment, Gorbachev came to deliver a housewarming gift to George Bush. Under pressure from his wife, George reluctantly apologized to Homer in front of Gorbachev. Finally, the George family moved out and sold the house to Jerry Ford. Ford invited Homer to watch a football game at his house. Homer and Jerry Ford found that they had something in common, such as being prone to accidents. George came to Springfield because he felt it was the city with the lowest voter turnout, but who let him happen to meet the Simpsons?